सागर में है पानी, याद रखेंगे ब्रह्मा बाबा तेरी अमर कहानी। साकार वाले दिन वो प्यारे हमको दिखा रहे हो, यादों के पर्दे पे नजर मेरे बाबा आ रहे हो। तुम याद आ रहे हो, तुम याद आ रहे हो। सृष्टि चक्र की सबसे सुंदर आए घड़ी सुहानी, भक्तों को भगवान मिले, बच्चों को पिता रूहानी। हो निराकार साकार हुए, गूंजे मुख से शिववाणी। हर दिल गाता ब्रह्मा बाबा तेरी अमर कहानी। निराकार को कर्मों से साकार कर दिखाया, शिव बाबा याद है क्या? याद से याद दिलाया। कथने करने एक करे, ये करके हमें सिखाया। जीवन जीने की कला को जीकर हमें बताया। हम दिव्य कर्म से बने देवता, तुमसे हमने जानी। हर दिल गाता ब्रह्मा बाबा तेरी अमर कहानी। जगत पिता को छोटे से कमरे में मिलते देखा, कुटिया में ब्रह्मा को बैठे भाग्य लिखते देखा। साथ बीते दिन वो प्यारे, वो जमाना याद है। दिल की बस्ती इन सुनहरी यादों से आबाद है। याद है मधुबन का आंगन, वो बच्चे बच्चे बोलना, दृष्टि से सृष्टि बदलना। झूले झुलाना झूलना, वो झूले झुलाना झूलना। मीठी मुरली का सुनाना, अमृत रस का घोलना। प्रभु प्रेम के हिंडोले में हम बच्चों का डोलना। एक अलौकिक सुख पाए हम, बन दे अभिमानी। याद रखेंगे ब्रह्मा बाबा तेरी अमर कहानी। आता है याद हमको गुजरा हुआ जमाना, वो दिन सुहेज वाले हाथों से वह खिलाना। बच्चों को गोद में ले अशरीरी वो बनाना। वह खेलना खिलाना, वो सैर कराना। हमने देखा भागीरथ को, विनम्र मूर्ति महान को। आया था जिस तन में भगवन, ईश्वर के वरदान को, उस ईश्वर के वरदान को। हर काम किया था हाथों से, अभिमान तनिक ना छू पाया। वो जीवन मुक्त फरिश्ता था, जैसे धरती पर आया। एक दुनिया नई बनाने को ब्रह्मा ने मन में ठानी। याद रखेंगे ब्रह्मा बाबा तेरी अमर कहानी। वो दृश्य वो नजारा मुश्किल बहुत भुलाना। बच्चे बूढ़े नर नारी सब पे प्यार बरसाना। आंखों के मोतियों को अपने हृदय लगाना। हाथों को फेर सर पर बड़े प्यार से उठाना। बरगद के पेड़ तक वो देने विदाई जाना। रुमाल का हिलाना, आंखों में आंसू आना। आंखों में आंसू आना।
वो लाल अक्षरों वाले खत हम कभी नहीं भूलेंगे, यादों के हम पंख लगा के तुम्हें वतन में छू लेंगे हम, कभी नहीं भूलेंगे बाबा, कभी नहीं भूलेंगे बाबा, कभी नहीं भूलेंगे हम, तुम्हें वतन में छू लेंगे हम, कभी नहीं भूलेंगे। हो जब तक सूरज चांद सितारे, हो जब तक सूरज चांद सितारे, सागर में है पानी, हर दिल गाता रहेगा बाबा तेरी अमर कहानी बाबा, तेरी अमर कहानी बाबा, तेरी अमर कहानी।
Om Shanti.
Om
Good
Shanti.
morning. How is the sound, Brother Avinav?
Very clear, Ben. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Om Shanti, good morning. So for a while now, we've been reading the 93 Murlis on a Sunday. And today is the last Avyak Murli of 93. So that means it's New Year's Eve. And on New Year's Eve, Baba always talks about, can you remember? Newness. Always talks about newness. And new year, new efforts. But Baba's definition today of newness is progress. If you see yourself progressing, that is newness. So it's a very beautiful aspect. That means that he's also encouraging us to keep a chart. Because how do you know if you're progressing if you don't keep a chart? So I know that for most of us, we have a habit of keeping a chart for a short while and then it disappears. I can see lots of smiles, so people are identifying with that. But you have to find a way to keep a chart that you can sustain. And that may not always be that you write it down, although writing it down is very helpful because then you can really monitor yourself. So just, checking that, am I going downhill or am I going uphill? Because we should always be going up. We should always feel that we have a little bit more power, a little bit more sovereignty over the self on a daily basis. And the result of that is we will feel very close to Baba. And because the more subtle we are, then the more we experience Baba. But the main theme of today's Murli is enthusiasm. And if you want to, you can count, but Baba uses the word zeal and enthusiasm many, many times in the Murli. And I was thinking that in the world out there, people do get enthusiastic, but unfortunately, most of the time, it's not sustained. So you get enthusiastic about something, and then you lose the enthusiasm. Sometimes Baba will say it's like soda water that goes flat. So we all know what that is like. So enthusiasm, how is it that we can actually keep our enthusiasm going? And there are a couple of key things that help us. First of all, the world out there is only looking at the present time. And so just imagine for a moment that you were only looking at the current time. How enthusiastic would you be? Zero. It's true, because there's nothing much happening out there to make us enthusiastic. So out there, we just see a gradual and sometimes not so gradual decline in things. But what Baba has done is he's taken our vision away from the present into the future. So anybody knows if you've got a bright future, you can be very enthusiastic, right? You've got something to look forward to. Rattenben, you've got something to look forward to. You're going to see your family, so you're enthusiastic, right? But at a spiritual level, Baba has told us that this old world is being transformed and that something else is coming in the future. And that something else is very beautiful. It's really something to be enthusiastic about. But at the same time, we have to be enthusiastic in this moment, because whatever our efforts are now, so will be our future world, our future personal, future experience. So, as is your vision, so is your world. So what is our vision now? Are we looking at the world and thinking, oh my goodness, where is it going? Or are we looking at the world and knowing that this is just the last part of the night, and that the dawn it's just there on the other side of the horizon? That can make you enthusiastic. And that dawn is going to bring a world without sorrow, without pain, without suffering, not only for ourselves, but for others. And then Baba talks about us being the image of support. It's a nice title to think about. What does it mean to be an image of support? It's a subtle thing. Because if there are some people in the world that are light, enthusiastic, peaceful, powerful, whether people recognize that or not, it doesn't matter. That's a subtle energy. And that is the hope that all souls can go beyond their sorrow. That's why it's so important for us to be that image of support. And you know what it's like when you're in the company of someone like that. How does it make you feel? Suddenly you have confidence and you can have enthusiasm. So it's a subtle thing, but it's an important role that we play at the confluence age. Remember, the confluence is the confluence between the Iron Age and the Golden Age. So some are in the depths of the Iron Age, and others are in the confluence age. And so it's the responsibility of those in the confluence age to be that image of support. So let's listen to Baba's Murli. Today is the 26th of February, almost over. And the original date, the 31st of December, 1993. And the title, Constantly Fly with Zeal and Enthusiasm in the New Year, and be a great donor and a bestower of blessings to all, and finish all wastage. Constantly fly with zeal and enthusiasm in the new year, and be a great donor and a bestower of blessings to all, and finish all wastage. Today, Bab Dada, the creator of the new world, I repeat. Today, Bab Dada, the creator of the new age, the new world, is seeing his children who are the images of support for the new age. All of you children are constantly cooperative with Bab Dada, and this is why you are images of support. In the Lokik world, that is the world out there, today is the day of the confluence of the years. The old year is going and the new year is coming. So this is the confluence day of the years, whereas you are sitting at the unlimited confluence age. As well as greetings for the new year, you also give everyone greetings for the new age. Not just greetings for one day, but you give greetings for many births in the new age. At this time of the confluence age, you Brahmins definitely experience that you souls have new lives. So not just a new year, but we have new lives. You have come into a new life, have you not? The world of Brahmins is a new world. From Amrit Vela onwards, there is a new system, a new love. Look at the timetable of your old life and the timetable of your new life, your Brahmin life. Is there a difference? First of all, we get up very early, don't we? There is so much difference. Everything has become new. A new awareness, a new attitude, a new vision. Everything has changed. So the new life is so lovely. Everyone loves something new anyway. You wish to let go of old things and take new things. So this is the small new world of this time. The world is new and the sanskars are new. And this is why people of the world celebrate New Year with a lot of splendor. So the memorial of that. To celebrate means to have zeal and enthusiasm. So this is the first time of many that Baba is using these words. There is enthusiasm and a day of celebration. There is enthusiasm and a day of celebration is therefore called a festival. You give greetings to one another with great zeal and enthusiasm. You give greetings and congratulations. For you Brahmin souls, every day is a festival. Constantly to celebrate a festival means that you stay in zeal and enthusiasm. This zeal and enthusiasm is Brahmin life. According to the systems of the world, you celebrate a special day. Today, you have gathered together to celebrate, have you not? However, you constantly have zeal and enthusiasm for the new age and your new life. It is not that when it becomes the 2nd of January, your zeal and enthusiasm will decrease, and that after 1 month, it will decrease even more. Your zeal and enthusiasm increases every day. It does not decrease. Button Ben, would you like some water? We've got water. So it does not decrease. It is like that, is it not? Or will your zeal and enthusiasm finish when you go back to your own places? No. Every moment is a moment of zeal and enthusiasm. For you Brahman souls, zeal and enthusiasm are wings for the flying stage. Yeah, it's an inner feeling, isn't it? When you have enthusiasm, people can pick it up from you, but it's something that happens internally. So therefore, it affects your spiritual stage. So it's the wings for the flying stage. You constantly continue to fly with the wings of zeal and enthusiasm. Even when you perform actions for a task, you still act with the flying stage as a karma yogi. So, you are those who have a flying stage, are you not? You cannot fly without wings, and so you constantly have these wings of zeal and enthusiasm for the flying stage. This zeal and enthusiasm is the greatest power for all of you Brahman souls. Well, it gets us up in the morning and it also puts us to sleep at night. It is not a dry, tasteless life. Anyone feel it's dry and tasteless? No. People of the world say, what can we do? There's no sweetness. It is completely dry. However, what would you say? That you constantly have the sweetness of zeal and enthusiasm. You can never become what? Dry, disheartened. You can never become disheartened. You are constantly happy in your heart because no matter how difficult something is, enthusiasm makes difficult things easy. So true. You can see people who, some challenge, then they love challenges because they've got that enthusiasm. Enthusiasm makes even a storm, tufan, into a gift, tofa. Baba's playing with two Hindi words here. Enthusiasm makes even a storm into a gift. It makes a mountain not into a mustard seed, but into cotton wool. Enthusiasm makes you experience any type of test or problem to be entertainment. What a different attitude, huh? Entertainment. Therefore, those who maintain their zeal and enthusiasm, those who are the images of support for the new world, those who have a new life, are Brahman souls. A nice definition. If you want to know if you're a Brahman soul, I'll read it again. Those who maintain their zeal and enthusiasm, those who are images of support for the new world, those who have a new life, are Brahman souls. You know yourselves, do you not? Do you also accept yourselves? So it has to move from the head to the heart. Do you accept yourselves? Or do you just know yourselves? What would you say? You know and you accept. And you also move along according to that. Do you constantly have the enthusiasm that you are the same ones of the previous cycle? How many times have you sat here? Countless times. The same soul. So you can know it here in your head. But when you feel it, yes, I've just come back at the end of the cycle to the confluence age, where I've been many times before. So that you are the same ones now, and that you will become this many times. So it is imperishable enthusiasm, is it not? You were, you are, and you always will be. You have become this in all three aspects of time, have you not? The past, the present, and the future. You are this in three aspects of time, are you not? So it is imperishable, is it not? Baghdad is seen where the souls who maintain imperishable zeal and enthusiasm are number-wise or number one. Baba always encouraging us not to be number-wise. You are victorious souls whose intellects have faith, nischay. And so those who are victorious will be number one, will they not? They will not be number-wise, will they? So these last few lines, Baba really encouraging us to realize who we are at this time. And to have that self-respect. So, yes, I am that same soul, but do I accept myself in that role? So constantly continue to fly with this enthusiasm in your life, because you are images of support. You are not just the supports for your own lives, but you are images of support for all the souls of the world. Wow. The atmosphere of the world is being transformed with your elevated attitude. Both matter and the souls of the world are becoming pure with your pure vision. The world is changing with your vision, drishti. The world is becoming righteous with your elevated actions. So, you have a huge responsibility. You are wearing crowns of responsibility, are you not? Or do you sometimes take it off because you find it heavy? What does it mean to take your crown off? Yeah. And you just let go of your, and your elevated consciousness. So you think, oh, this is too much, let me relax. But if you're an image of support, that it's the whole energy of that. So Baba says the whole atmosphere of the world is being transformed. So it's like someone playing a key role in an organization, and they just say, no, I'm not going to work today. What happens? Everything falls apart. Eh? So just remember, the next time you want to take your crown off, what do? Those who remain double light constantly experience this crown of responsibility to be light. They don't find it heavy. Those who wear this crown now will also wear a crown in the future. What will you do in the new year? You have celebrated the Avyak year. The Avyak year means that you have become angels. Or do you still have to become that? What do angels do? The meaning of Avyak is to be an angel. When you completed this year, you became angels, did you not? So this was the theme for the whole of 1993, to become subtle. Or not, Baba says. Should we now extend the Avyak year? Should we make 1 year into 2 years? You now have to progress further, do you not? So, did you celebrate the Avyak year? What will you do now that you have become angels? At every moment and throughout every day, you must constantly be great donors and bestowers of blessings. So that's what we have to do. So celebrate this year by being great donors and bestowers of blessings. Be great donors and give to all those who come into contact and connection with you the donation of some power, knowledge, or virtues. So some power, knowledge, or virtues. You have become so full of all 3 treasures. The treasure of knowledge is overflowing, is it not? Or is it lacking a little bit? You are master knowledgeful, are you not? So, you have the treasures of knowledge, the treasures of powers, and the treasures of virtues. Are you full of all 3? Or are you full of one and not of the other 2? At the present time, souls need a great deal of all 3. So, throughout the day, you must definitely give one donation or another. Whether you give a donation of knowledge, of powers, or of virtues, you have to donate something. So it's not that we consciously think, oh, I must donate. But our very being should be that we are giving to someone, either our peaceful vibrations, a word of encouragement, an act of kindness. You know, these are powers and virtues. Even to tolerate someone, that is a gift. No day of a great donor soul should go by without something being donated. Do not say when the year finishes that you did not get a chance. It is up to you to take a chance. Or can you only take a chance when someone else gives it to you? Or can you yourselves take a chance? What happens? Do you know how to take it? Or do you only know how to take it when someone gives it? I think Baba's talking about, souls saying, well, I don't get a chance to do any service. But our lives are an opportunity for service. If no one gives you a chance, what will you do? Will you just continue to watch and think about it? Throughout the day, you come into contact with souls, whether Brahman souls or souls who do not have any knowledge, do you not? Or do you sit alone somewhere? You do come into contact, do you not? So, give all those to whom you come into connection a donation. That is, give them which power do you think? Out of the 8 powers? Yes. Give them cooperation. So Baba's definition of a donation is to give cooperation. The spiritual meaning of the word donate is to give cooperation. So, having become great donors and bestowers of blessings, how will you give blessings every day? What is the way to give blessings? Do you know what it is? Even now, your non-living images are giving blessings, are they not? The way to give blessings is to give cooperation. That is, to give blessings to all those who come into contact and connection with you, with the atmosphere created by your own stage and with the vibrations of your attitude. So quite specific, with the atmosphere created by your own stage. So we know, we can feel someone's stage. You know, if someone's upset, they don't have to say anything. We can feel it. When there's a powerful soul conscious stage, everyone can feel it. And with the vibrations of your attitude. No matter what type of soul someone may be, even if he insults you or defames you, with your pure feelings and good wishes, with your attitude and stage, give such souls a donation of virtues with the blessing of the power of, which power now? So someone's insulted you, which power do you need to use? Tolerance. So I'll read that. No matter what type of soul someone may be, even if he insults you or defames you, with your pure feelings and good wishes, with your attitude and stage, give such souls a donation of virtues with the blessing of the power of tolerance. If someone who is burning in a fire of anger comes in front of you, would you pour oil on him or water? What would you do? You would pour water, would you not? Or would you also add a few drops of oil? If in your words you do not become angry in front of an angry person, if you remain quiet, but you express the feeling of anger through your eyes and face, you are then sprinkling drops of oil. So you can't fake this, it has to be genuine. An angry soul is under an outside influence. Give him blessings with the cool water of mercy. So, have you become such bestowers of blessings? Or does the arrow of tolerance not work when it's needed? Doesn't get out of the bow. If an invaluable thing is not used at the right time, would it be called invaluable. Invaluable means that the aspect for which it is valued is used for a purpose at the right time. So, what will you do this year? Become great donors and bestowers of blessings. It is because you fill yourselves with the sanskars of great donors and bestowers of blessings in the living form that you become bestowers of blessings in the non-living form. So, non-living are all the images in the churches and the temples where people go to get a glimpse of drishti, a blessing. So we have to become that in the living form. Do you have to fill yourselves with these sanskars now? Or is it that those non-living images will be filled with these sanskars when those images are created? So a memorial has to be of something that actually happened. So they build those, they create those images and idols because those individuals actually existed. When you become great donors and bestowers of blessings, all wastage automatically finishes. So this is the gift that we receive through donating. All wastage automatically finishes. Great donors and bestowers of blessings are bestowers who give to others. So, to be a bestower means to be powerful. Only when you are powerful are you able to give. So wastage finishes automatically where there is power. So in that moment, someone's angry. You need power in that moment, not to go into the little drops of oil, you know. Oh, why is he like this? What are they up to? The powerful stage is attained by turning on the switch. Do you all have a switch? Just as to turn on a physical light means to finish darkness, in the same way, to attain a powerful stage means to turn on the switch so that the wastage is automatically finished. So the switch is that shift in consciousness from the lower consciousness into the higher consciousness. So, is the switch all right? Or does it become loose? Or does the fuse blow? Anyone's fuse blow sometimes? You do know how to switch it on, do you not? Nowadays, even little children are clever at turning on a switch. They turn the TV on, do they not? In this way, by putting on the switch, you will be liberated from making the effort of finishing each wasteful thought individually. Just come out of that lower consciousness in a second. And you don't have to think, oh, I have to battle with my anger or I have to battle with my frustration. Maybe just make the shift and then it's finished. This is the elevated task of Aviact angels. So what newness will you bring about? Did you keep your chart in the Aviact year, or did you keep it sometimes and not at other times? Were you those who only kept it sometimes, or those who kept it all the time? The majority is of those who only kept a chart sometimes. So, in this new year, you should keep a new chart. What will you keep a new chart about? You know the 4 subjects very well. So, this year, keep a chart in all 4 subjects. Gyan, which is knowledge, yoga, dharana, inculcation, and service. Bring about newness in every subject, every day. To have knowledge means to be sensible, to share wisdom, and to move along with that wisdom as a sensible person. I love Baba's definition of a sensible person. Just to use these powers, virtues, and knowledge, that means you're sensible. So newness in knowledge means to fill yourself with whatever you are lacking. Isn't that nice? I'll read it again. So newness in knowledge means to fill yourself with whatever you are lacking. If you do this, then that is also newness, is it not? If you develop it from not having it at all, that is newness, is it not? In the same way, have a new experience every day by experimenting with yoga. It should not be that you say you sat in yoga very well and had good yoga. So, what was the newness in that? To increase your percentage is newness. If today your percentage of yoga is 50%, and tomorrow it increases from 50%, then that is newness. It should not be that in 1 month's time you say that it is still 50%. In all 4 subjects, let there be newness in self-progress. Let there be newness in the method, newness in your experimenting and making others into easy yogis. When the percentages in these increase, it means there is newness. To say that you caused someone sorrow or that you became angry with someone is to keep a common chart. Even your royal subjects keep that chart. So, are you royal subjects or a king? With newness, you will continually experience being close to making fast effort. Do you understand what charts you have to keep? Do not send your daily charts here every 3 months. The work would then increase. And anyway, this year you have to be economical. This year is the special year of economy. To belong to one and to be economical. You are constructing Gyan Sarovar. And so you have to be economical with everything. So we've spoken about this before. So that was the time when the second campus was built. I think all those who went to Madhuban stayed in Gyan Sarovar, right? Academy for a Better World. So all the campuses, but remember that was the first construction after a long time. And so there were special boxes in Madhuban where you could put your contribution for Gyan Sarovar. And Baba always says, everything is built with the pennies of the poor. So it didn't matter how much you were able or not able to put in, Gyan Sarovar got built with everyone's contribution. So that's why Baba was saying, now you have to be economical. So every 3 months, check your own chart as a detached observer and write your news in brief. So that's good. You know, these days they do make the students mark their own papers. They give them some guidelines. So Baba's asking us to mark our own paper. So check our own chart after 3 months. Every 3 months, check whether there has been progress or if you are still moving along as you were previously. You must not go into the stage of descent, but let it not be that you remain as you were either. So, do not become a midget in your efforts. Would you like to be a midget? Do not say, I did not want this to happen, but what can I do? Do not say, what can I do? What can I do? Is this the language of Brahmins? What can I do? How can I do it? Not only should you say, do it like this, you should also give cooperation to others and say, this is how you should do it. So, do you understand what chart you have to keep? Now, we shall see who does what. So shall we have a challenge to keep a chart? Oh, Baba says it so often. So let's challenge each other in this class to keep that chart. And it doesn't matter what form, as long as you're checking yourself. Because of love, Bab-Dada is not announcing any names as to who did what. You know who did what anyway, meaning you know your own effort. Nowadays, it is the fashion to have a TV. So Bab-Dada also has a TV. Bab-Dada knows to what extent each of you did the work that he gave you last year. However, should he announce these names of how many were half caste and how many were full caste? Acha. So, this year, be great donors and bestowers of blessings for yourselves and others too. Also, each day, bring about some newness. That is, you must definitely make progress. So, this is the effort for yourselves. What will you do in service? You also have to bring about newness in service, do you not? You have had many melas, that is, meetings. You have had countless exhibitions and many seminars too. You have had many conferences, but you now have to prepare mics, in inverted commas, who will make a loud sound. So who's the current mic? Who's making a loud sound? President of India. You know, she was in Madhuban recently. Now, recently she was at ORC in Delhi and speaking very openly about, you know, BKs and what we have to do. It was a women's conference. Well, not only for women, but on the topic of women's empowerment. And she was the main speaker, together with Sister Shivani. So a good team there. But so Baba's saying you have to find mics. However, what is the way to do that? In fact, you have also been told of this previously, but you have done this to a lesser extent. In looking at the results of service, it can be seen that before bringing the heads, the instrument souls close, whether they are leaders, industrialists, or important officers, the means of bringing them close is to bring their secretaries close. You people give time to those who are the heads. They say, this is good, this is good. But they then go back to sleep. And you then do not have enough time to awaken them again. Why? Why we don't have enough time? Because Baba says they go out of office. So neither do they give time, nor are you able to go. The secretaries do not change, even though the heads all change. You serve one minister, and the next day, he's no longer a minister, but just an ordinary person. However, the secretaries can be very cooperative. So this year, whatever profession you serve, especially serve the secretaries, managers, or personal assistants. That is, whoever is most influential and close to the heads. So, you know, when we met Nelson Mandela, his secretary, I'm trying to remember her name. Can anyone remember? Anyway, a delightful soul. She wrote.
It was Zelda, sister.
Oh, thank you, Zelda. Yes, that's right. And she stayed in touch with us for quite a long time after that meeting. Well, after one of the meetings. Secondly, you have also been given a signal about this previously. At the present time, you have to let there be less expenditure and yet bring about greater glorification. The way to do this is to keep in contact and have a relationship with both small and large organizations and glorify Baba's name on their ready-made stage. So Baba encouraging us to be invited, instead of us hosting a program, to accept invitations when we get invited. In fact, recently I missed an invitation to quite a big organization for their wellness day, but I was a bit slow. Let there be less expense and greater glorification. You do this, but now do it with greater force in every country. In every country, in every town, and in every district. Give the message on ready-made stages of all the different associations and different professions, and of those who hold conferences and seminars, etc. Then your time and efforts will both be saved. Now do this with greater force. Check that no association or place is deprived in the country or place for which you are an instrument, because the atmosphere has changed a great deal at the present time. People now have less fear and a lot more love. They believe this is good. So Baba's talking specifically about the attitude of people towards the Brahma Kumaris. Less fear and more love. In the old days, they used to say, be careful, don't go there, there's magic there. They believe this is good. They do not become good, so they don't do it themselves, but they do believe that this is good. This is why you should underline even more these two types of service. Then the mics will be prepared easily. Did you hear what you have to do? You have started the new year, and so you need new methods and new systems. In this new year, every day at Amrit Vela, constantly make this slogan emerge. I constantly have to fly with zeal and enthusiasm, and also make others fly. And check this again and again from time to time. Let it not be that you check yourself at Amrit Vela, then merge everything throughout the day, and then at night think that that day was just ordinary. So check yourself from time to time. Check that you did not go onto another path instead of having zeal and enthusiasm. Check that you did not allow yourself to be pulled to any stage or other. Pulled to any stage other than the flying stage, meaning you're in that higher awareness. Acha, to all the Brahmin children who are experiencing a new life, to the elevated souls who are images of support for the new world, for the new age, to those who are constantly great donors and bestowers of blessings with their elevated thoughts, words, and deeds, to the powerful souls who constantly make the circumstances easy for others with their own stage, to the close souls who experience constant progress, that is, newness, in themselves every day, to the close souls who are similar to the Father and who constantly belong to one and are economical. Love, remembrance, and namaste. And children say namaste to the spiritual Father. Blessing. May you be a number one elevated Brahmin soul. May you be a number one elevated Brahmin soul who considers your body to be a temple of you, that soul, and keeps it clean. So may you be a number one elevated Brahmin soul who considers that body to be the temple of you, that soul, and keeps it clean. You Brahman souls are the number one elevated souls in the whole cycle, and as valuable as diamonds. Have this awareness and consider your body to be the temple of you, that soul, and keep it clean. The more elevated an idol is, so its temple is just as elevated. You are the trustee of that body, that temple. And this trusteeship automatically brings cleanliness and purity. In this way, the purity of your body will always continue to let you experience spiritual fragrance. It's quite a deep blessing, this. It's a connection between the body and the soul, you know. So yes, Baba wanting us to value ourselves, but then it should reflect into the physical as well. And I just again think back to the daddies when you were in their presence. You felt the spiritual, but you also felt a physical energy as well, vibrating from those bodies. And so cleanliness in soul and body. Slogan: to make the vow of staying in spirituality is to be a Jnani soul. To make the vow of staying in spirituality is to be a Jnani soul. So a knowledgeable soul. Om Shanti. So a long Murli actually. 3.5 pages. So very nice things to think about in the week from this Murli, this whole aspect of newness. And for that, you know, you need enthusiasm, definitely. Otherwise, we can just rest on our laurels, as it were, especially if you feel that you're in a good stage. It's so easy then to get a little bit relaxed in your awareness, a bit relaxed with your yoga and with your study. So Baba emphasized the 4 subjects. Dharana, of course, is when we look at ourselves and we see that there is transformation inside, and it reflects externally as well. So checking the self and with that awareness of our own value. Now, Baba gave us a very elevated title today, the images of support for the world. And he said, through the atmosphere, through the vibration of your own stage. So whatever this consciousness is, whether I'm driving or doing some mundane task, cooking, whatever it is I'm doing, when I'm in that stage of silence and peace and connection, then others will definitely pick that up. And of course, the food will be very good. So, Brother Avinal, are you going to play a song for us?
Yes, I will play a song for you. Just
Thank
give me
you.
just that goes. Thank you.
Sure. Om Shanti.
We'll say goodbye when the morning sun appears and rests upon your eyes, and the day it begins like the birth of a child. He will hold you in his arms, and you touch the light. You touch the light. So melt away like a snowflake on my hand, a wave upon the sand, and we'll sing you home, far away from our sight, and he'll hold you in his arms, and you touch the light. You touch the light. We'll meet again when the river finds the sea, and all of us are free, and the world is reborn from a star in the sky, and everyone will know that we touch the light. We touch the light. We touch the light. We touch the light. We touch the light.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti to all those on Zoom. Enjoy your Murli revision.
Thank you, Ben. Have a
Thank
lovely
you.
day.
Yes,
And Om
Brother
Shanti
Arnav.
to all.
Om Shanti.
Okay, Om Shanti. I am going to share a little bit about today's Murli. And then whoever's left behind, we can just ask each one to share from their perspective of today's Murli. So today, Baba shared from different aspects. The three main things that I took was First, there's newness. Today is the 26th of February, so we're probably almost 8 weeks into the year. And New Year's was not too far off, but I'm sure a lot has happened since these 8 weeks. But if the aim was to have something new, I'm sure it would have manifested for each one of us by now. Um, I can see myself as well in that predicament because I would have never imagined myself to be here where I am currently, not in Durban, um, and having probably a new life. But having said that, I can see the effects that has put that effort for the soul to be where I am and how to serve. This aspect of a chart, I think Baba spent most of the morning today talking about the chart because it is a way to monitor one's own growth and see where each one is in each aspect of your life, be it in those 4 subjects of yoga, uh, knowledge, inculcation of virtues, and service. If I had to look at what I do in my Lokik life and do a little bit of a comparison, I have 2 stores that that's one in Durban and one in Johannesburg. And in order for me to monitor the progress of those stores, we have something called key performance indices. And if I had to look at the analogy with my life, if I'm not taking good care of my soul, my body, the the entirety of my life, then I am going to feel vulnerable at times. And to give you a clear perspective of that, in 2020, Sister Tipti was in Durban for a year, and she used to take good care of the Durban family. And one of the things she would have inspired everyone to do was to write a chart. She's probably one of the senior sisters who actually advocates it in a very immense way, but in a very practical way. And I think, for example, she encourages writing a chart. And so one day I thought, okay, you know what? She said, start today. So now let me go and get a nice book and a marker pen, and let's see how far I can go. And I think what happened, this was around November 2020. I never missed a day until I met with an accident. Or actually, that was the day I almost left my body and ended up in ICU. And then obviously trying to go back again was a bit interesting. But what I wanted to share was the progress until for that 1 year. And I think what happens in our lives is we make the progress until something would challenge us to maintain the progress. And I think, be it in general life, if we are not getting enough sleep, if we're not eating healthily, we're not getting enough exercise, we're not sitting down meditating, we will be vulnerable. And if the world is going to change at a rate where we're not going to be strong enough to manage, then we will be at the mercy of the circumstances. And so a chart can be in various forms. And it can be one that you're accountable to someone to, or it can be personalized. And I think there's benefits in something where you can monitor on a daily basis where you're at, and to forgive yourself if you're nowhere near where you want to be. Ultimately, it's for your own benefits. And so I'm going to stop there. I'd like to ask each one to also share. There's Brother Jeff, Brother Michael, Brother Shan, Sister Shiksha, Jemati, Chantal. and Galaxy A70. You can share.
Om Shanti, Brother Avinav.
Om Shanti.
I see in the title, Baba says you must constantly fly with zeal and enthusiasm and finish with all wastages. There, there's three things involved. The one thing, enthusiasm is God within. So what are we enthusiasm about? He says we've got to be enthusiasm about the future because we create the future by looking forward and moving towards the future. That's how we create the future. And the future gives us this enthusiasm, the zeal to move forward because we know for 21 births we will be like Narayan and Lakshmi. So that gives us this enthusiasm. And he said you must get rid of all waste. And he said, how you have to be powerful too, have the power to change that. So one of the ways is like a switch, light switch, you switch it off, change our consciousness from lower to higher. That makes us, gives us the power to change or finish all wastes. And then the third one is actually to do service. He says we are sensible only to use our powers, our virtues, and our knowledge. And then we have to be great donors and bestow our blessings. That way we are valuable as BKs. So there's three things, the vision, the wastage, and service is what I took from the Murli today. Thank you, Brother Avinav.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Jeff. Brother Michael.
Om Shanti, brother. Om Shanti, brothers and sisters. Yes, Baba talks so much about zeal and enthusiasm. And very often we're going along quite well, and then somebody, especially somebody in the Lockheed family, says or does something which upsets the whole apple cart. And I have been thinking quite a lot about this. And what Baba said today is, an angry soul is under the influence of an outside force. So when I realized that somebody who's behaving in strange ways is not bad, but is under the influence of an outside force. I've been doing quite a lot of work on the chart, understanding the layers of me. Who am I? And the inner core has got all the peace, love, happiness, etc. Then outside you've got all your other stuff, relationships, race, gender, etc. And I've been doing a lot of churning on this. And if I've actually laminated a big chart, which I keep. And every time something happens, I say, am I working from the outside in, or am I working from the inside out? From what the beautiful inner core of me going out and affecting everything, my relationships, my work, everything is being affected or being influenced by the beauty of the core. And very often it's the other way around, where the outside comes in and influences my inner peaceful core. And now for most souls who are not in Gyan, they're working from the outside in. So in other words, their relationships, their appearance, economic status, etc., is what they work on, and eventually that affects them in the inner core. And so they have anger and they have whatever is negative. And so I understand that now. So when somebody is angry and they say something, I see beyond that anger, beyond that. And so that has helped me a great deal. That is the progress that I have made this year. So, it's something I need to keep a chart on every day and see where when some resentment comes up, say, oh, okay, what is affected here? Let's have a look and see. So that has helped me a great deal. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Sure, that was beautiful, Brother Michael. If you I may ask the chart that you've laminated, is it like an A4, A5, A? Is it quite a big a chart, or is it something quite small? Okay, so maybe if you can share with us that the size of the chart of how you've got to design it, I'd be curious to hear more about it, but it's okay. We can always chat later. I see a message by Brother Shan. He said the powerful stage is attained by turning on the switch. And then we have Sister Shiksha, Sister J Methi, and Galaxy A70. If anyone would like to share. Okay, so let's leave it at that. So thank you so much for today's sharing and revision. I'd like to wish each one a lovely day ahead. And may you see progress in your daily activity. And I'm sure it will bring you benefits in the near future. Om Shanti. Have a wonderful day. Please take
Om
good care.
Shanti, brother. If you let me know where I should send this chart to, I can do that for you.
Yeah, I think I had two devices on. Yes, it'd be lovely if you could share it. If you can share it with me on the WhatsApp. First, let's see if I can ask some of our seniors if we could share it with the family. If it's brought you such great benefits, it'd be lovely to share with the family.
Yes. Give me your WhatsApp number.
It's 083
083
609
609
68
68
35.
35. I'll definitely take a photo of it and send it to you. 083 609 6835. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I'll just send it to the NCT, ask them if they would feel they could share it in the BK study and then take it from there. But I feel if it's benefited you this much, I'm sure it'll benefit others. I feel as a family, we're helping each other grow. And
yes.
yeah, it's wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, sir, brother. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.